Welcome. My name is Natalie, and today, let me tell you a story, a personal one. A story about family, about doubt, about how sometimes life surprises people in the most satisfying ways. You see, in my family, there was always a very clear idea of what success looked like. My father ran a large, well-respected engineering firm. My older brother was following in his footsteps. My cousins were either doctors, corporate lawyers, or well on their way to some prestigious position. The bar was set high and very specific. When I told them, after university, that I was joining the military, their faces said it all. My father didn't shout. He didn't argue. He simply sighed and said, "You could have done so much more." My mother cried quietly in the next room. At dinner the next week, my uncle patted my shoulder and said, "It's a phase. You'll get tired of it soon." But I didn't. I loved the work. I loved the challenge, the discipline, the leadership, the service. What they didn't understand was that this wasn't some detour in my life. This was my life. And slowly, year after year, I moved up the ranks. I earned it, every bit of it. But family dinners? They were always the same. My brother's promotions were celebrated. My cousin's new medical practice got a toast. Me? "How's the army life treating you?" With a half smile. "You still running around in the mud?" Someone would joke. I would smile politely. "Things are good," I would say. That was enough for me. What? They never knew. Because I never said was that after 15 years of service, I had been promoted to colonel, that I had command of critical operations, and as fate would have it, I was assigned oversight of a $1.2 billion government defense contract, one that directly involved my father's company. That's right. Without anyone realizing it, my role and his world had quietly collided. Then came the night, the gala, a formal evening my father's company hosted every year. Dinner, speeches, big clients, government officials. My father asked me to come as his guest. "You could learn something," he said with a grin. I just smiled. "Of course, Dad." I arrived in formal dress, not uniform, just simple evening attire. At our table were my father, my mother, my brother, several of my father's top colleagues, and, of course, the CEO, the man who ran the entire firm. The evening began as it always did. My brother talked about his recent project. My father's colleagues praised new deals. And when conversation drifted to me, it was the same old song. "Still in the military? You should come join us one of these days. I'm sure you're getting tired of that life." More polite smiles from me, more patient nods. But then everything changed. Midway through the evening, the CEO himself approached the table. A tall, commanding man, sharp suit, presence that turned heads as he walked. He greeted my father and the others, then his eyes locked on me. His expression shifted from polite formality to deep respect. He said, clearly and without hesitation, "Colonel Natalie, it is an honor to finally meet you in person. Your leadership on this contract has been nothing short of extraordinary. We are grateful for your oversight and professionalism." And then he saluted. The entire table froze. You could hear the clink of a glass being set down to hard. My father blinked, as if not understanding what had just happened. My brother's jaw literally dropped. I stood, returned the salute with a crisp nod, and replied calmly, "Thank you, sir. It has been my privilege to serve." You could feel the entire energy of the table shift, the looks on their faces, shock, disbelief, and then something new, respect. The kind of respect that no speech, no argument, no defending of choices could ever earn. After the CEO left, my father turned to me, his voice softer than I'd heard in years. "Colonel?" he asked, as though the word itself didn't quite fit. I just smiled. "Yes, Dad." From that night on, everything changed. No more dismissive comments. No more side jokes. My family began to ask about my work with real curiosity, with pride even. My father, who once thought I'd wasted my future, now tells his friends about my daughter, the colonel. But here's the thing, I didn't need revenge. I didn't plan any grand reveal. I wasn't trying to prove anyone wrong. I had simply walked my path, done my work, earned my place, and let life take care of the rest. Because sometimes the best way to answer doubt is not with words, but with achievement, not with anger, but with grace. And that's the moral of this story. Stay true to your path. You don't need to argue. You don't need to convince. Just keep going. Let your success speak when the time is right. It will.